Exploring the ultimate 120-foot luxury tri-deck super yacht, coming up on Yacht Addiction.
What's up everyone? Welcome back to Yacht Addiction, or welcome if you're new to the channel. Today, we're gonna be touring a Majesty 120. Now I believe this is Majesty's best-selling model. It's 123 feet or 37.5 meters in length. It has a beam of 27 feet and 6 inches or 8.4 meters and a draft of 6 feet and 6 inches or 2 meters. And a couple years ago, we've actually toured a Majesty 120, and I'm a huge fan of the Majesty brand. In my opinion, they set the bar really high when it comes to building these yachts, particularly when you're comparing them to yachts of similar size. This yacht is a tri-deck super yacht, and it features 6 different cabins. And we're gonna tour it inside and out today. We're at the Cannes Yachting Festival, so let's slip our shoes off and get started with this Majesty 120 yacht tour. So at the back of the yacht, we can see our swim platform, and we'll make our way on board via the passerelle, which is pretty standard when you're in Europe. And then behind this door, this is actually a combination of a beach club or a tender garage. You can customize it to your liking. And I will put a photo of what this looks like when it's open now on the screen. And then also, if you're using this for a tender, if you need to get it out onto the water, or you can see spots for other toys, we have a crane secretly tucked away right up here. So you can set your toys into the water with this crane. And then we're gonna make our way up onto the aft deck. And then through this powered glass door, we'll make our way inside. So stepping into the main salon, we have this lovely area with multiple different sections of seating. You can see where the TV rises up, but also when the TV's put down, I really like how the seating is all facing each other. And Majesty Yachts always does a really great job maximizing the volume on board. And you'll see examples of that throughout this tour, since we are above 120 feet. There's a lot of examples of that on this one. Now moving past the dining room onto the port side, we will enter one of the crew domains. And here's the first example. With the extra space to play with, they were able to fit multiple refrigerators, a wine fridge, and this large prep space. And I believe they build most of their galleys in-house. And take a look at the size of this galley. This is tremendous. We have the entire wall of cold storage. And everything is stainless steel in here. It stretches on for days. And then finally, we make it to the back. This room is so large, it's actually echoey in here, which is crazy. And you can see professional series appliances from Miele. And normally off of the galley on a yacht of this size, you would see a staircase, which brings you down to the crew area. But on this yacht, I think the crew area is located all the way aft near the engine room. So in here, we just have this massive galley space. Majesty is a brand owned by Gulfcraft, who are based in the United Arab Emirates. And we have a side access door for the crew to get around. And then of course, this pocket door grants us back into the formal dining area. We're going to continue forward. There's a lot of yacht to see. You can see the staircase leading up to the bridge deck and then down to the guest cabins. Through this door, this is where we find the day head. Very dark and moody in there. I really like it. And then behind this door is a massive storage space for the crew. And as you would expect, the owner's suite is located on the main deck. Through these doors, you'll find some storage, as well as the rest of your walk-in wardrobe. I really like the lighting accents. And then if we come around the corner, you'll find the dressing table, your large windows, so you have great natural light in here, and then of course, your king-size bed. And then I thought this was pretty unique. We have pocket doors which open up on each side, and your TV is actually located in the vanity, which was interesting. So this is one of those TVs that's behind the mirror. I know sometimes on camera this doesn't pick up very well, but I promise in person it is much easier to see. It makes a lot more sense. But when you turn this TV off, this will transform into a regular mirror. And then of course we have the double vanity, a massive shower over on the port side, and then turning around, you have the toilet and the bidet, with more massive windows on the side, so you get a great view when you're taking care of business. And as mentioned in the intro, we have 6 cabins in total, which means we have 5 guest cabins downstairs. So we'll head down this wide staircase, and the lights should turn on automatically. There they go. And because the crew area is located all the way aft, you have so much space in this hallway. I mean, take a look at this, guys. The hallway is extremely wide, and it just stretches on all the way to the front of the boat. Before we get up to the VIP cabin, we have 2 rooms that are mirrored back here. We have queen beds in here. Guys, I apologize if you can hear that water slapping the side of the boat. That is not the usual state, but because of where we're located and tied up at the Cannes Yachting Festival, on this side of the dock, the boats get slapped around a little. And if you can't hear that noise, then just ignore me. Coming over here, as mentioned, this will be mirrored to the last. In the hallway, if you need to grab yourself a quick drink, you have the refrigerator. And then let's make our way forward in this hallway. Here are the 2 smallest cabins, but they are by no means small. If you're ordering brand new, you could opt to have Pullmans in this space. So if you wanted to sleep up to 14 guests, you could do so. But this yacht decided against that. Even in the smallest cabins, we still have very large en-suites, benches in the shower, and last but not least, cabin number 6. I think we'll skip this en-suite. It's the exact same as the last one. But then here, this VIP suite is nicer than many owner suites on similar sized super yachts. Take a look at this. We're all the way forward in the yacht, so you have this massive space to play with. A very large walk-in closet. And let's see the ensuite. You have to let me know what you think of all the guest cabins in the comments down below. And as this is a tri-deck super yacht, we still have multiple levels to check out. So there's still plenty in store. Once again, you can see how wide the staircase is. And now that we've seen everything on this level, let's head upstairs. I think we will start all the way forward in the bridge. Here we can see 4 multifunction displays and all of the rest of the controls for the super yacht. We have 2 captain's chairs. There are side access doors on either side of the bridge. And great visibility out onto the front of the yacht. And then, like any proper super yacht, the captain's cabin is located just after the bridge, but it's locked, so we don't have access to it for this tour. But they have their room with an ensuite, but of course they're in charge of the ship, so they have easy access to the bridge. And then if we continue back in this direction, before we get to the Sky Lounge, here is the day head for this level. Once again, it lights up automatically. And you can see the L-shaped seating. It's a very large sofa. We have the bar area, the small circular table on this side, and of course the TV that drops down. Then I imagine behind the bar, looks like we have a refrigerator right here. Actually, you have the ice maker. And here is the built-in refrigerator. You have very large windows in here, so once again, we get a lot of great natural light. And these power glass doors are also automatic. So when we step up, they will open up, granting us access onto the bridge deck aft. Here you can see a bunch of teak furniture, so you could customize this to your liking. But we have the round table, and then all the additional furniture here. And then before we head up to the sun deck, which you can see the staircase for here, we're going to head up to the foredeck. So if we come up on this side, we have very wide side decks, and we'll see the wing station just next to the side access door for the bridge. And then if we come up here, you have a mix of storage and pleasure areas. You have the U-shaped seating with 2 more teak tables. We have a very large sun pad so everyone can lie out. But if you want to be protected from the sun, there is a shade that's currently up, and that extends over that sofa as well. And then additional storage areas. You're going to store your tender in the back or tow it, and then you have space for 2 additional sea-doos right up here. I saw it, but I don't think I pointed it out on camera, so I'll show you. But the overhang in the bridge deck aft features a teak lining, which I think looks really high-end. And it's getting a little windy here in France, so I apologize if there's any wind noise. I'll try to keep my back to it. And also our microphone, of course, has a dead cat on it, but it's not always the most effective. here, stepping up onto the sun deck, you'll see we have the bar area. It looks like a teppanyaki grill, so that's a nice touch. And then what else do we have up here? It looks like another huge section of seating. You could fit your entire party on this sofa. Speaking of party, everyone's favorite up here, we have the hot tub. And I really like how it's integrated into the sun pads on either side. And when you have the cover on, there's also cushions that go on top of the hot tub.
It's got a little pattern. You can get all of them so you don't see scratch.
Guys, the wind is getting really bad, so I'm just going to let you take it all in. Lining in the ceiling, just like on the bridge deck aft. Through this door is where we access the crew area and the engine room. So here you can see an expandable table, and then the rest of the crew mess. And here's a quick shot of one of the crew cabins. Thank you. Thank you. And then through this door, we can access the engine room. And I'll point out how many crew doors we have in just a moment. Here you can see the tunnel, which actually leads over to the garage. Actually, this isn't the garage. This is some more engineering spaces. But then the garage is located even more aft of that. Here you can see a generator. Same thing on the opposite side, and these are cat generators. And for the engines, you probably guessed it because we have the cat generators, but these are cat C32B engines, 2,400 horsepower each, giving you a top speed of 20 to 23 knots depending on the load. You can cruise at 13, and you're looking at around 1,300 nautical miles of range. We will close this door up behind us, but we have the captain's cabin behind the bridge, and then we have 1, 2, and it looks like 3 cabins down here, so 7 crew members in total. And you also see they have a fridge and freezer right here. Excuse me, thank you. Or technically 8 crew members if the captain's cabin is going to be shared, but we'll go with 7 for now. And I don't think I talked much earlier, Here, of course, we have the entire row of bench seating, as well as 2 teak tables. And then if we head down the staircase, you'll get a closer look at the swim platform. And there's also a little bench on the garage door as well. So you could put a cushion here if you wanted to. It's a nice little touch. We'll give you one more look at the main salon. I think we'll actually wrap up in the owner suite. So thank you, of course, to Majesty Yachts for granting us access on board. Let me know what you think of this one in the comment section down below. Like I said before, Majesty always sets the bar really high when it comes to their super yachts, and I think this competes very well in that 120-foot category. But let me know what you think in the comments, and we will catch you next time.